that is in
Well, I seen that it said the Zoom link was the same thing, but I didn't know what the passcode was.
oh, okay, I need to post that. That's on me. Okay.
And
There we
usually
go.
you email that says, okay, I'm on now, and I was waiting for that.
Oh, you're right. And I was just sitting in the room like, I guess nobody's coming because it's spring break. That's what I was doing. That's what I was thinking. So, all righty. That just goes to show that my brain is not working. This
Oh,
savings time is just really
oh, I
getting.
know it's messing with me. I'm telling you.
All right, so we're just covering the numbers and quantity questions for 5165 tonight. There are a couple of pedagogy questions in here, and then I broke up the numbers and quantity into 3 different topics. So this should pretty much give you a good sense of everything.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Okay, so the first part is just the operations. Julia is making sourdough bread. The recipe says to add 500 grams of flour for every 350 milliliters of water. If Julia's batch of bread uses 600 milliliters of water, how much flour should she use? What do you think is the best way to answer this question?
I would write a proportion for it.
That is exactly the way that I would do it. Okay, so starting with, where's my little pen? Oh, I gotta turn it on. Here we go. Starting with 500 flour, right? Grams of flour over 350 milliliters of water. And then we are trying to figure out how much flour over 600 milliliters of water. When we cross multiply, we get 300,000 or 30,000. 30 and 4 zeros, 300,000.
Right.
And then 350x.
Right.
Then we would divide that by 350.
And you get D.
Well, and we get
857.
857 grams of flour. All right. So that's actually pretty easy. If you remember how to set up a proportion, you got it. When do you take your test?
I have it. I thought about it, taking it May 11th. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. May 11th will be fine.
All right.
All right. Fourth term in a sequence of numbers is 162 of each term, and the sequence is 3 times the previous term. What is the value of the initial term in the sequence? Okay. What are your ideas for solving this one?
I got to think about this one. So first I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to put 162 under the 4th term to start with. If each term in the sequence is 3 times the previous term, so I guess I would go through and divide by 3. Okay. I'm sure there's a quicker way to do it. Actually, divide by, would that be divide by 27?
It would. Good job.
Okay.
So if you couldn't figure that part out, you can back it up, right? And end up with 6.
Right. But the quickest
or you can say 27x equals 162.
Okay. Okay.
Because the first term will be x, second term will be 3x, third term will be 9x, fourth term will be 27.
I knew there'd have to be an easier way to do that. I just couldn't really think about it at the moment.
No, I mean, hey, you came up with it without too much time, so that's great. So it's just either divide by 3, which doesn't take long. You could do it that way.
It wouldn't take long on that, but if they gave me the 25th term, that would take a while.
Yeah, that would take a lot longer.
So, okay, that works.
All right. Here we go. Now, this is one of those pedagogy questions. We have quite a few people that are struggling on these when they take the test. And so they're getting content, but these types of questions always, kind of trip them up. So Ms. Patel asked her students to think about this rectangular picture here, and they had to develop an expression for the number of shaded squares when the width is W and the height is H. They are also asked to explain why their expression gives the correct number of shaded squares for any rectangle where the width is greater than 3 and the height is greater than 3. Which of the following student explanations best shows that they understand why their expression is correct, and then select all. So there's more than one answer possibly for this, and you have to decide who's right. I'll give you a chance to read through all of those. And for those of you who will watch this later, I'll give you a chance to read as well.
I'm a little confused with what this A is saying.
Okay.
The shaded rows and columns have one unshaded square on each side. Okay, because it's just one above all of them. Is that what it is?
What they're saying is like
Unshaded.
this is unshaded and this is unshaded.
Oh, okay. All right.
You got your width, take those two away.
Okay, and then with the height, I've got one at the top and one at the bottom. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Area equals width times height. And the shaded area is See, this one is, I don't know, this one's got me just the area of I think D would be right. Is that right?
Are you saying B or D?
D for dog.
Okay, you think this one's right?
It seems like it makes sense to me.
Okay, any others?
Uh, the only tape I have is the stuff I bought. See?
You think C?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the shaded area is the area of the entire minus the perimeter squares. Oh, some of these kids got some weird thinking. I don't know.
And they will definitely. So
Yeah, C and D.
you said just C and D?
C and D.
All right. Well, A is actually correct,
Okay.
right? Because you have W minus 2, which is going to be 3 in this case, and
Okay.
H minus 2, which would be the 5, and 3 times 5 gave you 15. So that one's right. D is right.
He is not.
C, however, he doesn't really explain how he got this formula. He just says he checked the math. So that's why that student isn't right.
Okay. And B just doesn't seem like it's right at all.
Yeah, B is just not right.
B, the math don't add up on that. It just don't make sense.
It doesn't. Now, his math does add up, but why did he do it? There's not really an explanation.
So that's what they're looking for here.
Is that explanation.
That shows they understand. Okay.
And
his is just right because the numbers worked out. That doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to work out.
Right. That doesn't mean that his thinking was correct. It just means that this time the numbers worked.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Brock and Nick are both starting quarterbacks for their football teams. Brock has completed 132 out of 192 passes so far this season. If Nick has the same proportion of completions, but has thrown 75% of the passes that Brock has, how many completions does Nick have so far? How would you think through this one?
Okay, right now I'm going to give an information here first. If Nick has the same proportion of completion that has thrown 75% of the passes that Brock has. Well, let's see. I think first I would have to find 75% of 192 because it says he has thrown 75% of the passes that Brock has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great start.
All right. So I need to find 75% of that. And that's going to give me, he's thrown 144 passes. And if Nick has the same proportion of completion, so now I need to write a proportion.
Yeah.
132 over 192 equals something over 144.
Do.
I get 99.
You got it, ma'am. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. Great thought process. All right. This is just making sure you understand.
Okay.
Commutative and associative properties.
Yeah, okay. Which of the statements are true? Okay. No C is right, for sure. I don't think D is right.
You said you don't think D is right?
I don't think D is right.
You're correct.
C is right. C is definitely right because that's distributive property. Yeah, I don't think D is right because because of the division involved with that.
Mhm.
And I'm on the fence about A here. A times B plus C divided by D equals C divided by D. So I'm gonna say A is right. I'm
You
gonna
say
go.
A is right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut feeling on that one.
You are correct, my dear. Way to go. Love it. Yeah, so this one you could tell because they tried to split up and change the order of operations and make you add first. That's why B's not right. And then D's not right for pretty much the same reason, right? They try to change the order of operations.
Right, because it's A divided by D. You can't do
Right.
throw A there. Okay, good. I feel good about that.
All right.
Good
Here we
job.
go. Which of the following statements is false?
I'm gonna say D is false.
You said B?
D for dog. If two numbers greater than one are prime, the product is prime. 3 and 5 are prime, but but 15 is not prime.
You're correct. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah, that one's easy. Like automatically, when you multiply two numbers together, then it can't be a prime anymore.
Prime number anymore.
Right.
So I overthought that one.
Huh?
So I overthought that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the questions that they give you are just that. They are trying to get you to overthink. It seems like it's like they're trick questions. All right. So next it says radicals. I'm not really sure why they call it. Well, they call it radicals because it's powers, but anyways. All right, so which of the following is equivalent to 4/9 to the negative third power?
So is there more than one answer on this one?
No, just one.
Just one. Okay, well then I am going to say that is C.
You're correct. Okay, so that negative means that we deal with a reciprocal, right? So we would just flip it and then it's 9/3. 9 to the third power, 4 to the third power. Great job. All right. Which of the following equals the quantity 6.2 to the fourth to the third?
That's A.
Yep. Power to a power, we multiply. That's that rule. So doing really great. All right, what about the expression 3 times 2 to the fourth times 4 times 2 to the third can also be expressed as?
Let's think about this one. Oh shoot, this one I'm not real sure about. Oh no, I think I might be. That would be stop dog.
Huh?
D.
D.
My dog keeps scratching. D for dog.
It's okay.
My dog's scratching here and it keeps moving my computer. So is D right on that one?
Yeah, that one's right. So just basically using the commutative property, right? So changing this to 3 times 4 times 2 to the fourth times 2 to the third. Well, then you use your power rule, which says we add these and then we just multiply. 3 times 4 is 12 times 2 to the 7.
Yeah,
And
I had to look at that and all of a sudden I realized that's same base, 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 3rd.
yep. All right, which of the following expressions is equivalent to 2xy to the fourth over 4x cubed to y, all quantity to the second power?
Move that to the second. That's gonna be- that is going to be B.
Yeah. All right. For that one, I simplify and then I square. So simplified it would be 1 over 2 and then x subtract, it's going to be squared, and then y to the third is going to be up top. Square everything, I'm going to get y to the sixth over 4x to the fourth. All right. Now, some great scientific notation. Hydrogen atom is 1.2 times 10 to the negative 7 millimeters wide. An aluminum atom is 1.5 times larger than that. So what's the approximate size of the aluminum atom?
I think it is D.
Fantastico. Well, we knew it wasn't these two here in the middle with that negative 10.5, right?
Yep.
So we wanted these two, and this is if you divide by 2 as opposed to multiplying by 1.5. All right, last part. We got mathematical reasoning. These are always fun. Okay, so typical atmospheric pressure in Denver is 0.85 kilograms per centimeter squared. What is it if we do it in grams per millimeter squared?
Lordy.
You said what?
I said, oh Lordy.
Yep. So, kilograms per centimeter squared. I just always multiply out by conversions, right?
Yeah,
Kilograms to gram.
which is that 1,000?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
1,000 grams. And to get from centimeters to millimeters.
Is that, wait, don't tell me. Millimeters to centimeters, is that 10?
10 millimeters. Oh, wait, sorry. I did that wrong.
So is there 10 millimeters in centimeters?
Yeah, there is. I
Okay.
just put it in the wrong place. So 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. And another centimeter is another 10 millimeters.
Okay, and we're having to do that twice because it's squared.
You got it.
Okay. See, I wouldn't
So,
have done it twice until you started writing again.
so then we have these 10s on the bottom, so we're going to take away these two, right? And we'll end up with 8.5 grams per millimeters.
Okay, so that one you definitely got this twice because it's squared. All right. See, it wasn't as hard as it looked.
Nah, it
Nah.
wasn't. Just
Yeah.
remembering that all we have to do is multiply by conversion factors.
And remembering those is the big thing.
Yep, that's always the hard part. All right, let's see. Students are asked to convert 25 meters to millimeters. Which of the following results in the correct answer?
Well, if we're going smaller, then that's going to be the third one, right?
We're going
We're going
25
meters to
meters
Right.
is gonna be converted to millimeters, so it's gonna be more. So we would
Oh,
survive.
yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
so we
going to be
get
the
rid of
second,
those.
gonna be the second one.
And it should be 1,000, right?
Right.
So 100 is the centimeter and the 10 is the millimeter. So
Yeah, we're
there's
going
your correct answer.
bigger than smaller. That was right. Okay.
Yeah, these are the hardest ones just because it's not like they're hard math. It's just hard thinking through them, right? So
Right.
knowing that instead of having 25, I'm going to have 25,000,
More.
right?
We're going from bigger to smaller measurements, so excellent.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Formula for converting Fahrenheit to Celsius is, which of the following equations is not equivalent?
Ooh, okay. I should probably know this just by looking at it, but okay. Is not equivalent. Okay, we gotta get F by something. Okay, so A is equivalent. B is not equivalent.
You are correct. Right, this one is asking you to subtract what's multiplied, and that's how you can automatically identify that that one's
It
not.
automatically identified that. I was thinking there was more than one answer,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
but this is just that it'll say select all that apply, won't it?
It will, yes, it'll say select all that apply.
Yeah.
All right. To explain a mental math strategy, the teacher writes these steps on the board. Which strategy is this?
So, well, I will say that is compensation.
You are correct. Yeah, so compensation is where you simplify the problem and then bring it back in at the tail end, right? So simplifying this to 60, so that you can just add 60 plus 86 and then adding that 3 at the end. Great job. And I think this is the last question. So a laser printer can print 0.5 pages per second. How many hours does it take a professor to print 24 copies of a 300-page manual for his college course?
This one, it doesn't seem like I need the 300 pages. Oh no, 24 copies of a 300 page. Oh, I need that. So we're doing 24 copies of 300 pages.
Yep.
So we're doing 7,200 pages.
7,200 pages.
All right, so we're doing,
And we can do how many pages?
and we can do half of a page per second.
In 1 second. And then how many seconds are in an hour?
3,600.
3,600.
So, okay. So then we have to do, I got 4.
You got it right.
I need to, I just had, is it open? Well, no, that's not open.
You said what?
I was just gonna ask you a question, but I answered it myself.
That's a good place to be.
Oh yeah. I always tell my kids, those are the kind of questions I like. I'm glad I could help, I always say.
All right, yeah, that's all I got for you today.
Okay, well then while I have you on, let me ask you.
Hold on, let me stop the recording.
Okay.
Any other questions anybody has, please call me or set up a time for us to talk. Have a great night and I'll see you next time.